Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the worst story that Disney has done as of late, at least for 2026. This is out of Disney Tourist Blog. It's by Tom Bricker. It says, Disney World files humunga cowabunga construction permit following viral lawsuit. Now, that doesn't seem so bad, does it? Typhoon Lagoon, not so bad. What if I told you that this story, and good job to Tom Bricker for calling this out, this story is all about how a woman went down a water slide at Typhoon Lagoon and was seriously injured by it in ways that are awful and intimate. She crashed so hard that her legs became uncrossed and she became injured. And it turns out that as a result of the lawsuit, we know that other women have suffered this same injury, multiple other women on this water slide. And now, folks, now after the lawsuit is done, only now, Disney looks to be changing the slide. Here's what the article says. New construction permits suggest that Walt Disney World is likely to rebuild or replace humunga cowabunga, the subject of a lawsuit that went viral back in 2023 after guests sustained injuries on the water slide at Typhoon Lagoon. This covers the latest news along with commentary. Now, I'm going to let you skip a little bit of this because it's really grotesque. What happened here is that the lady was injured in the most intimate places. And then and she was so injured that she had to be taken by ambulance to the hospital. And this is like a very serious injury. We didn't know other people had been injured the same way. Now, you would think that Disney would say to her, okay, this has happened to multiple women. We're going to take care of you. We really apologize, and we're going to fix the slide. Instead, what happened is that a lot of really humorous articles came out talking about wedgies and so. Mm-hmm. And then Disney fought her tooth and nail. This is the water slide, by the way. Disney fought her tooth and nail for 2 years. And I believe that partly what they were aiming for is to get her to drop the lawsuit. Because in order to prove the lawsuit, she would have to have pictures and information regarding some of her most intimate areas and not particularly kind images of even those. And you know that, well, nobody wants to put those out there, at least if you have any sense in your head. It says the humunga cowabunga case was voluntarily dismissed with prejudice by the plaintiff after 2 years of litigation. A few things are worth pointing out here. First, this was not thrown out by the judge. A voluntary dismissal, especially one with prejudice, could be indicative of a settlement. Second, the case progressed pretty far through the legal system over the past few years, suggesting it was not frivolous. If it were, Disney likely would have been able to have it summarily dispensed with. Instead, the litigation went to court, ordered mediation where it failed, and was slated to proceed to trial. Only then did this all fall apart. And of course, right here, ladies and gentlemen, finally, Disney disclosed during discovery that 2 other women sustained similar injuries within 1 month of another in 2017. Now, the gross part about this, did Disney, after those women suffered those injuries, did they say, we're going to fix this slide? There's a problem here. No. When this woman suffered this gruesome injury, did Disney say, we're going to fix this slide? No. The slides remained open. Only after this woman would not fall down before Disney and say, oh, please don't show my privacies. Oh, privacies, English people. Only then, when Disney could not win, when the attorneys gave up these lovely, wonderful, legal experts at Disney, only then have they now said, well, I guess we better fix this thing, eh? All of this brings us to January 2026, when Walt Disney World filed a new construction permit yesterday that suggests humunga cowabunga water slide at Typhoon Lagoon is being repaired, replaced, or rebuilt. The permit specifically names humunga cowabunga along with the address with the scope of work as general construction, the tried and true vague catch-all description that basically is code for we don't want to say what we're doing exactly. The permit is assigned to ProSlide Technology, incorporated as a contractor. ProSlide touts itself as the world's leading water slide manufacturer, supplying high-performance water rides and attractions to new and expanding water parks around the world. This is why we believe that major work is being done on the slide to rectify and fix what it did, as opposed to just general maintenance. If it was general maintenance, they wouldn't need this high-end edge of tech company to come in and work on it.
I just have to say, emphasis on rectify.
It was on purpose.
How I never went to the water parks at Disney.
Really?
Have you? Well, yeah, I was a local. If we were making it all the way to Orlando, we were going straight into the actual parks themselves. So it was never a priority. We had Adventure Island in Tampa, which was a great home park. Had many a formative moment there. I confronted a bully in the drain of one of the pools there at Adventure Island. Anyways, the Humunga Cowabunga, which that's a fantastic name. Have either of you ridden on that one? Is it
Not.
is it as damaging and dangerous as in your opinion?
Yeah, I don't typically like the body slides because of such situations. It's an unpleasant experience. I typically enjoy the tube slides that they have at Typhoon Lagoon.
So I've had family members ride this, male and female. I don't do speed slides. I don't think they're fun. I actually think that they're painful and they can hurt your back. So, yeah. And I like my back. So I have worked very hard over the years to do things that will not allow my back to be injured. Because once you injure your back, it's pretty much always going to be injured. And we're like ticking time bombs when it comes to the spine anyway.
The march of time on that park place.
That's right. But, I've never said to anybody, well, I think this is a dangerous slide, you shouldn't be on it. What happens, apparently, is if you hit it at the right angle coming down, it will be so jarring that your legs can become uncrossed. And if your legs become uncrossed involuntarily, if you're a woman, then the pressure of the water pushing up is going to be problematic in ways that it's problematic enough for guys, but for girls, it can be different, right, especially depending on what they're wearing. And the issue here is that when you have repeated injuries, a little audio there, when you have repeated injuries, it's time to do something about it. And Disney didn't do anything about it. And we've got this lawsuit now that reveals it. And frankly, I'm disgusted. I mean, I really am. I think this is one of the worst stories ever because you remember how Disney fought someone whose wife died due to an allergen and said, oh, well, you had a Disney Plus subscription and you waived all your rights to life when you were a Disney Plus subscriber. Like, good grief. Right. This is like that. I don't know who their legal people are, but they're idiots. And they're inhumane. They're subhuman. This woman had to be taken in a pool of her own blood to the hospital, and you didn't say, we will do whatever it takes to make this better. Instead, you said, we'll see you in court, and you better bring papers and pictures of all the stuff that you don't want the world to see with you. Give me a break, Disney.
Yeah. They also have two different water parks there that they've been alternating between having them open. So they had a fully functional water park that they can redirect people to as well here. I would say goodbye to Humunga Cowabunga. That's going away right now. That is the
or heavily modified.
Yeah.
It's really not an extreme slide, in terms of, but it's an older slide. And so they may have the angle that you land at may not be up to what we would do today.
It's going to be one of the first like big additions or changes to the water parks in quite some time. I mean, I think Misadventure Falls, originally called Misfortune Falls, was added to Typhoon Lagoon back in like the 2010s. And other than that, they hadn't added anything or taken anything away from Typhoon Lagoon since it opened in the 90s. Like,
well, almost. Crushing Gusher was a later expansion.
Okay.
And it really is sad that Disney uses their water parks the way that they do. They neglected them basically for a long time. It's only with this resurgence of popularity by giving away a free day of the water park, and particularly that's popular among international travelers. They love this for some reason. But that resurgence has kind of saved the water parks. But you're right. I mean, honestly, I don't know how you can turn Blizzard Beach into a full day thing. I mean, it's itsy bitsy teeny weeny, and the wave pool is nothing. So
it's funny because the water parks, you and I have had this conversation before, Pro, where I feel like the water parks are like the one place that still kind of feels like 90s Disney because they haven't updated it since the 90s. So
and they're great. Now
they are phenomenal.
Blizzard Beach is tiny. Typhoon Lagoon's way better. But yeah, Typhoon Lagoon feels like I've stepped back in time into the real Disney. I'm back there again.
Do you remember you and I? We were in Dollywood, and we were talking about how the one great thing at the Disney water parks is the refillable mug and the Coke Freestyle machines. And that day, we were in Dollywood, and we found out that they were taking the Coke Freestyle machines out of Typhoon Lagoon and Blizzard Beach the day we said it was like the greatest thing.
It ended such goodwill and the lives of so many wasps and bees and things that loved that sugary water that would drip out a little extra. But yeah, it was another thing that Disney used to just do. And you felt, when you went to Disney World, you left and you felt like, man, I spent a lot of money, but there's no way to get this kind of value anywhere else. And now, boy, that's been inverted.
The one thing that we love at the water park, though, both water parks have this. It's just a giant ice cream sundae that we wait to the end of our day at the water park to get.
Are you talking about the what do they call it? The bucket and the pail and
yeah, it comes in the pail.
What do they call that? The pail and shovel and pail.
Yeah,
it's where they put every single flavor they have into a big sandcastle bucket thing.
But like cookie, pound cake, and like there's so much stuff in there. It's unbelievable.
And if you carry it,
then you get to keep the pail.
It's actually worth buying that just to carry it, because you will get so many people looking at you who are hot and can't figure out where they need to go, and they will actually beg you. They'll stop you and say, "Excuse me, where?
Please.
Where did you get this wonderful thing?" The other thing you'll get stares of disgust.
Yeah.
So from the very few who are at the water parks who want to be viewed in a particular way, they will look at you as if you have just ordered pure sin. And that also puts a grin on my face.
Whenever we go to the water parks, we always make sure that we pack a whole bunch of lactate pills, because we're like, we are going to have that Sunday. We've got like a whole ton of If
I get those judgy eyes, Marvin, if I ever get the judgy eyes carrying it, and I'm not a big, I might eat 3 bites of it, but if I'm carrying that around to go, surprise kids and they're like, what? And I get the judgy eyes aimed at me, I just mouth to them, it's vegan. Because then they have no idea what to do.
You know what else is really good? Typhoon Lagoon, you can buy these mini donuts like right by the front of the park, and those are really good. With or without.
Yeah, the mini donuts are crazy.
Oh, they're great. I mean, the water parks. I mean, I really like the Disney water parks. I think they are just really, really good. But Universal, they do still have the Coke Freestyle machines. So you can use them in the theme parks. So
the other cool thing that Typhoon Lagoon used to have was lime Dole Whip, and it was the only place I know of that you could get lime Dole Whip, and it was phenomenal. It was awesome. And of course, they got rid of that too.
Yeah,
so,
of course they did.
Yep.
People. That's why I got the motto that I always say. People liked it, so it had to go.
Thanks for watching That Park Plays News. For more information, consider checking out www.thatparkplace.com. And don't forget to subscribe, share, like, and send this out on your favorite social media accounts.